Should you summon? Guys, we're going lightning quick today because I got to get to Wicked. I'm meeting my sweet mother to watch Wicked with Ariana Grande before Thanksgiving tomorrow. So let's get into it. We've got a 15x rate up. We're speaking specifically about the special divine summoning and the special invocation of spirits for Lord Phineas and Magda. We also have these 2x's. We're ignoring them. And then we have this nascent summoning. If you have not checked my nascent summoning video yet, definitely do that and learn how to use the nascent banner calculator on my website, fastidious.gg. This is the feature, one of the features I'm most proud of. Archer did a phenomenal job on this. It integrates directly now with your My Heroes page. Go check the video out. It will allow you to have a fully formed decision to know if the nascent summoning banner is the banner for you. So check that out. Quick little aside, almost 100% guaranteed, Lord Phineas will not be available on the nascent summoning. When we've done nascent summoning a couple times when it showed up in the past, if there was also a new hero on rate up that weekend, it was not included in the nascent pool. I suspect the exact same thing here for Lord Phineas. He will not be available from the nascent. So if you really want him, you got to go for the banner. But aside from that, use the calculator. You'll know exactly what chance you have to get each hero you're missing if you use it correctly, and what the chance you have for the different bucket rarities. Because the common heroes are a lot more common, right? I'm only missing 2 common heroes out of the 7 heroes I'm missing, but I have almost a 60% chance that I will get one of those Magnus or Beatrix that I don't want. So that's how the nascent works. Go watch the video. We're talking specifically in this video now about Lord Phineas and Magda. I have guides on both of them. My Lord Phineas guide came out yesterday. Go check that out. Most thorough guide on Lord Phineas, aka Viscount Phineas in the realm. I have to get this off my chest. I said this was Viscount's flame. Apparently, according to like a million of you, it is pronounced Viscount's flame. I don't know this word. I know it's some old European title or something, like an earl or a lord, and I've never heard it said. So it's Viscount, not Viscount. I did not mean to be an idiot. Lord Phineas is very good. Magda is very, very good. Let's go to the tier list now. We're going quickly through this, everybody. You can see I've rated them both S. Not that many heroes on my site do get S+. However, a nice handful do. I can quickly show you that now. And them getting S is very intentional. I think they're very good heroes. I do not think they're S+ heroes. Only 5 non-lords and 5 lords on my entire site at any time can hold a SSS rating. For individual content, no one can get a SSS. This is basically a gold star that goes next to the 10 best heroes in the game. 5 lords, 5 non-lords. Obviously, they're none of that. Now you'll see there's a lot, especially with the lords and stuff, but even normal heroes, Broke here, Constance, let's keep going, Hex, Hollow, Idril, there's lots of S+'s here, right? I do not think these guys are to the level of S+. Maul here should be an S. I don't know what he's doing at S+. That is a mistake. But let's continue. You'll see we're doing updated tier lists coming out very soon, but you'll see there is a nice chunk of S+'s, and then finally we reach our S's. So why do they only get an S? I kind of want to focus on them while not being too critical, but also just letting you know explicitly. By the way, you can always do a comma here and narrow down your search to a nice special list. This website's so freaking amazing, and it's 100% free and will stay that way. Check it out. But I want to speak to their virtues. I don't just want to be critical, but I also want to paint a clear picture. Not every banner has the best heroes ever. Hot Sit and Valkyria, definitely a better banner last week. Valkyria, insanely good synergies in both her factions. Very unique, very special. Magda, nearly as unique, but only single faction. Just not as super duper special with the current content in the game as a Valkyria. And then Lord Phineas, to me, is in a couple things like a slight super Zealot, like a little bit better than Zealot, but for universality, just general kind of versatility of his uses. There you go. He's just not on Zealot's level because he doesn't have the permanent extended range. He only really gets it on the kind of RNG component of his passive, where he already needs to be hitting something in range to begin with, or during his ultimate. Lord Phineas is great. He's not Zealot. With some content, he'll be better. Guild Boss 2, he'll be a little bit better, especially if you got a Soul Cadence or something. But in general, Lord Phineas is kind of like a Zealot 2 replacement that cannot be as better than her in some respects, in some places like the Guild Bosses, certainly Guild Boss 2, I would say. But aside from that, is just not as usable because of his range. It's single tile unless he's ulting, or like I said, he already has something to hit, and then he expands it. So let's bring it through now, and let's take this, starting with Lord Phineas, since he's the new guy. You guys have never seen, these are brand new ratings. I did it just a few minutes ago. You've never seen him before. S+ in both the Guild Bosses, phenomenal. Guild Boss 2, he cannot solo stun for you, but if you have another stunner, that should be enough. You know, a well-built Toreador plus Lord Phineas would be enough. If you wait on your Praetus button with the hammer, with the lightning, Praetus and Lord Phineas at least getting 80k plus, that would be enough stunning. He does all that while being in a not meta, but just off meta faction in the Infernals, especially if you have Soul Cadence. He fits in perfectly there. He can buff his Infernal allies when they ult, give them a crit damage boost. He builds his Viscount Flames when any ally is ulting, and he can get tremendous amounts of crit damage. He's really, really impressive in both the guild bosses, especially Guild Boss 2. I really love him there. Gear Raid 1, off meta to use Infernal, but he helps all of Infernal, and he's got really nice, good single target burst. It's okay. Gear Raid 2, you can use him, but he'll fall off a cliff. Not a good choice. Gear Raid 3, essentially unusable unless we got like some kind of Infernal marksman that did piercing damage, so not even a Micah that you would want to use in, this is so specific. He's not getting a rating here, but you would want to use them against aerial units, so he might be there just to boost them. You put him out as your tank to take damage like Olag or Volca. He can maybe do that role theoretically in the future. Right now, he cannot. Gear Raid 4, he'll fall off quickly. It's just single target. He does have very high HP, so he could tank, excuse me, like a Magda. Probably actually does need to be there because the first couple stages, you could have him tanking on the top or something, like a Magda or a Volca or something. There's use, not that special. Gear Raid 5, phenomenal. He's not as good as a Hex, you know, a platformer, or even in my opinion with good gear, a Micah, because you lose that open spot in that middle row, if you can imagine it, where you might use Elwyn's Wood Elf for some extra healing. But aside from that, just like Zealot 2, for example, he'll quickly burst them down and kill them. Even Magda can do that as well. AMR, excellent. Infernal's not meta, so he doesn't get the S+. He doesn't have AoE, but for like maybe bursting down the boss or certainly helping you speed run later on, that could be really good. The later stages, you would have to specifically really work to fit him in because of that single target, but maybe there's some use there. Maybe on speed runs, again, once you unlock auto. Void Rift, very good, but the limited range keeps him from being an S+. Campaign, he's good. He's got crazy base stats, so you could use him, but the range limits him. He's not going to be a top choice, but of course it's campaign. He's usable. Faction Trials, he's great for bursting down some big enemies. Not going to be as good as Zealot 2 because he doesn't have the extended range. I still give him the S+, though, because he's buffing all of your allies in that case, because all of them are going to be Infernals in Infernal Faction Trials, and he gives that crit damage boost across the board. Conqueror, it's an option. It's not a good one. It's all single target here with this guy. Styx, very off meta to run Infernal, but you can get a lot of burst damage at the beginning of the fight before you need a lot of hits. So for that reason, he could certainly be used with a Pyros and a Micah and some other stuff to get you like at least an A or A+. So it's something, but it's not meta. It's not that good. AOF, Arbiter of Frost, we give him an S. I think it's very likely he could be an S+. I'm tentatively giving him an S, but I could see top strategies in the whole realm. Mark this video, mark my words, with like Zealot 2, Soul Cadence, and the Viscount, right? Mr. Lord Phineas. I'm giving him an S. I'm just sure he'll be at least an S. He doesn't put out Burn himself unless you have him A1, but because he synergizes so well with Burn and he can ignore so much magic res, and because he's boosting the other Infernal units, I do suspect he could end up being meta. For now, I give him an S. Maybe it could drop to an A+. We'll see what it looks like when it actually comes out. But without a doubt, he's going to be very good at it. Guild Wars, people are hyping him up as really good. I don't see it on any map yet. His HP is really high, so you can't just like insta-kill him. So you could put a Lunacy Visor on. As I say it, maybe it's a B+. Until I see a defense where he's really great at this, I don't think I'm going to give him higher. One argument for A, but I don't want to mislead people because they might think it's because of defense. He's got very high BP affiliation for a non-ancient exclusive hero. Very high. Like kind of like Quila or like Valkyra. Really good. Not to the level of Maw, but you know, one tier below that for a non-ancient. Good stuff. For single target, I'm convinced he's going to be awesome. I already thought for an off-meta faction, Infernal was really good. He's kind of cleanup duty burst if you time it out well, just like Salazar for the Nightmares. I think he's going to be excellent there and going to be on a lot of people's teams. And then AoE, just kind of, I never like AoE for Infernals anyway. We'll give him a C. You get the sense he's a great hero, but this is not an S+ hero. Magda is very close, borderline S+. She'd be, if I had the rating, she'd be S half plus, right? Or S/S+. Where she's good, she's phenomenal. Her passive is stupid broken. Let me show it to you now. This over here, the caster and allies in range gain penetration increase. That's ignoring 15% of defense and magic res. And they're getting damage increase, 20% damage. And that's everyone who would be in her ult range, which is like this hammer looking thing over here. It is phenomenal. It's so good, man. If you use it well, it really makes her special, and you'll see that as I give her kind of surprising ratings. Guild Boss 1, she's an AoE hero, but just for that damage increase and the penetration, and her damage is okay. Even off faction, even off of meta, all this stuff, that passive gives her a B. Guild Boss 2, that penetration goes a long way, and she can give it to like 6 allies, which is amazing. So to me, she's an A there. She is off faction, but I could definitely see if maybe with Beelzebub, if we start getting some cultists going, if we get a new single target cultist lord, I think there would be something there. Period 1, she is completely phenomenal. Go check out my guide. I'll probably show it off another guide at some point in the future, certainly if I pull her, because she's even easier to use there than I thought. She allows you to get another DPS in range of Dolores, or when Bubba comes, or Constance, for example. She's unbelievable. She's so good there. The AoE's crazy. Period 2, she's a secondary DPS. I gave her an A+ because cultists work. You need a little extra DPS at the end, like with a Virna or something, or a Nora, I think she's a good option. And also the passive gives the boost. That's what brought her from an A to an A+ for me. Period 4, she's really good to a point, and then it's really hard to use melee units, but you could make it work, so she gets an A+. Period 5, you can use her just in the way I said Lord Phineas or Zeala 2. Slightly worse, in my opinion. That being said, she is going to give a little buff, so you could point her in the right way, theoretically, depending on what comp you're using. Could maybe work. There's use there, though. AMR, bloody brilliant, unbelievable. Void Rift, very good. I'm actually going to give her an S here, but she's not a top option just because of her faction. Cultists are not meta there. Campaign, to me, she's definitely an S+ at this point. Faction Trials, obviously S+. Conqueror, she's top teams in the whole realm, unbelievable. Sticks, this is just for the boost. However, you can see I'm updating her live. I probably will give her a B, just because she'll help you burst out some damage and hit some early high numbers just from that passive. She's really nice. Guild Wars, I don't see much use for her. Like, you'd have to put her right behind typically. I guess you could put her just offset. Maybe it could come into the meta with the way Morgan's been getting more popular, the way cultist teams are getting more popular. You know, with new maps, we shall see. But for now, I'm keeping her at A. Single target, she's amazing. I know she does AoE, but that boost from the passive is incredible. And then AoE, she does AoE, and the boost from the passive is incredible. You see really top teams using her in single target and AoE. I really like her there. Those are the heroes. So let's answer the question, should you summon? It's a great banner, but I'm not going to be one of those people saying best banner ever. You know, I do say best banner ever, or one of the best banners ever a lot, because a lot of times it is, right? Twilight Hex, one of the best banners ever, right? Arrogance and Lust, one of the best banners ever. We get those a lot. They really do come. Back in the day when Artemis was new with Hotsit on the raid up for the first time in a really long time, one of the best banners ever. Valkyria and Hatsit, these are amazing banners. This is at one tier below. These are two very good heroes. It's always nice when you have two good options on a banner. As the meta stands right now with the content in the game, I do not think this is a must-pull banner, but I do think it is maybe consider pulling banner for a lot of people, because these are two really good heroes. That's kind of as much as I can tell you. It is Black Friday, so if you want to spend, maybe you're going to have a little extra summons to use. I might caution you, though, because maybe the Nascent's the better choice. Go check out the calculator. And also, we know crazy stuff's coming. I'm so convinced Bubba is coming for a 2x, 15x, or at the very least just a normal 15x for Christmas. You'd imagine we're going to get a Christmas limited, either Gwendolyn or a brand new Christmas hero. I would think that's pretty exciting. So if you're not a big spender and you don't feel like you absolutely need these two, maybe this isn't 100% the banner for you. That being said, if you're any kind of spender, Lord Phineas right now, clearly I ranked him an S. I think he has a ton of potential. He's someone you're going to want on your roster. Maybe consider a couple pulls. In general, though, I don't see this as an absolute must-pull banner. If you need more specific answers, let me know your questions in the comments. I got to go see Wicked. The final thing I'll lead you with is I certainly am going to pull at least a little on this banner because I don't have Magda. We have the Nascent coming. I also don't have Phineas. I would like to pull on this until I hit 2 or 3 legendaries. Maybe I hit a Magda, and then I'll narrow my Nascent banner even more and increase my chance of getting an Iax or an Araka. Very quickly, if you haven't seen the video, essentially you go here, then once you have My Heroes set up, go use the My Heroes tool. It is unbelievable on my website. We're so proud of it. Go here, remove My Heroes, and now it's down to the 7 heroes I'm missing. These 2 lords, Iax, Magda, Salazar. Phineas isn't in here because I don't think he'll be in the Nascent pool. Magmus and Beatrix. So right now I have a 58% chance to hit Magmus or Beatrix. And then we got whatever 42% for everything else. I also don't want Salazar because he's coming as a fusion. I'd love Magda and I'd love these guys, but maybe I pick off Magda with the 15x this weekend, and then I've got this nice chance, which should rise a little bit to a plus 20% chance to hit one of these two lords or Ix. That's my plan. Let me know your guys' plans in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know your mother's plans and what you guys are doing for Thanksgiving. It's my favorite holiday by a mile. Happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Much love. I am Fastidious. See you real soon. Goodbye.
Fastidious.